If the keys weren't turned in within 24 hours.
Mike, do you have her number to find out? Because if I know we were making some phone calls for her, but Pat, you bring up some good points, and that's why we love having listeners who are smart. Because I never realized that, but I guess if they were going to evict her, even if they hadn't served her, and she got wind of it and moved out and left some junk there, or just left it undone, or maybe didn't turn in keys, or maybe never gave an official notice, these people wanted to protect themselves legally, so they went through with an eviction.
Correct. That example I was giving of the ashes happened to turn out to be Aunt Jenny. The tenant then sued the landlord for the eviction, and they were granted damages because the landlord wrongfully threw out literally Aunt Jenny's ashes.
Now, Pat, are you a landlord?
Well, we're a professional property management company.
Oh, good. So you know what you're talking about.
I was literally came in halfway on the conversation. We were just completing an eviction this morning where the tenant actually turned in the keys, and there was a pile of belongings there. However, once he turns in the keys, the assumption is that belongings is abandoned. If he wouldn't have turned in the keys, we would have had to wait for the sheriff, serve the writ, and moved everything, that pile of what looks like to you and I junk, out to the street.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pat. I appreciate it, and feel free to chime in anytime. Hey, Mike, get his number for future landlord-tenant issues. If he's a management company, what the heck? 303-713-TALK. Let's take a quick break. Come right back. We have something very important to tell you about workers' comp, something very important. It involves body parts, and in workers' comp, parts is parts, and we'll explain that coming up. Hi, Tom Martino with Pete McGuire from Sullivan McGuire. You know, people always wonder about lawsuits, and they think people, what do you want? They say, what do you want? Like, do you want money? Well, that's what the system's set up to be with personal injury, money. That's how people are compensated. If you lose the loved one, money. If you get injured, money. That's the system we have in America. They can't bring back people. They can't give you back a leg or an arm, so they compensate you with money. And in workers' comp cases, the laws were written so strictly that they literally break it down into body parts. And if you don't know this, you may be really screwed out of benefits that you have coming because the doctor, let's say, who's favoring the workers' comp company, who works for the company, may not put in their notes everything you need to know. So, Pete, why, when we talk about parts, is it so important? Explain some of the weird pricing that goes on with workers' comp. People don't ever talk about this, but talk about the pricing. There's actually a schedule.
There is a schedule, and it's hard to make any logic out of it except to say that if you don't have a body part involving the trunk of your body, your neck or your back, you're not going to see much of a recovery in a workers' compensation case.
No, it'll just be an arm or a hand, which is way less than if it was your hip.
That's exactly it. And so cases where somebody has, for example, a shoulder injury, and it does definitely affect their neck, but for whatever reason it never shows up in the doctor's reports that they have neck complaints, that case that may be worth $3,000 or $4,000 might be worth double, triple, quadruple, or more if the neck complaints had been properly documented and dealt with. So the insurance companies love it. The employers love it because they're paying less money out in cases that affect really more than just the arm or the
and you're not suggesting people make it up or people or that people exaggerate, but you think that too many times doctors exaggerate the other way,
right?
Especially workers' comp doctors,
right? Well, we have clients that tell us all the time. I went in and I told the doctor about my neck pain. The doctor will say, that's going to go away. Don't worry about that.
And then writes down shoulder or arm.
Exactly. And then you never see those complaints. You say, well, what can I do about it? The doctor's ignoring me. Well, you can write to that doctor and ask that your letter be put in the file. Exactly.
And they must include it. So little things like this, it's funny, but when you go to an attorney for workers' comp, it's way more than just legal advice because you know how the system works. So when it comes to body parts, that you're just simply saying make sure if your head hurts, your neck, your hip, your groin, your lower back, that these things be specified,
exactly,
and mentioned.
Right, absolutely right. And if it gets to a point where it's just simply ignored, you can also bring an outside doctor and ask that doctor for an opinion. bring another expert opinion into the playing field, because so many times these things are just ignored, and quite frankly ignored because of money.
All right, so if you have any questions about workers' comp, we have some other issues that you really need to know about. But that one I labeled parts as parts, and they mean something. So you have to be very, very careful. All right, Anna, what's going on with you, Anna?
Hello?
Anna, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What's happening, Anna?
I'm actually calling because I'm having what I would call a slumlording problem.
Why?
I live at Liberty Creek Apartment in Aurora.
And is it really a slumlord?
It's a management company that's actually watching over the property.
Now, I heard Aurora was pretty good at enforcing habitability standards. Really, I heard they're pretty good at giving landlords a hard time. Tell me what the problem is.
My lease will be up on October 4th of this year. So I've been here for almost a year. And I have 6 major issues that I've been dealing with.
Tell me what they are.
Okay, the first one is when I moved in, 2 weeks after I moved in, I noticed that the garbage disposal was leaking and the dishwasher was leaking. I notified the management company. I told them that, the garbage disposal was leaking, the dishwasher was leaking, can you have somebody come out?
And they never fixed it.
Well, they sent somebody out. He came and looked at it, told us it was fine, and left.
But they never fixed it, is what I'm asking.
Well,
okay,
what
was your...
It took 6 months for them to come out and actually change the garbage disposal.
What was your second issue? Okay, hold on. So did they fix it or not?
They fixed the garbage disposal 6 months after, and the dishwasher still leaks.
Still.
Okay.
Right, so let's just go by what still is. Okay, what's the next one?
Okay, let's see. We had another issue. We have a master bathroom that actually, every time we use the bathtub, it leaks into the wall. And the closet is connected to the bathroom. So in the closet, there's a chunk of wall that is molded over.
Yeah.
And the carpet is, you could smell the mold, but you can't see it because, of course, it's probably under the carpet.
They never fixed it?
That's still...
What else? Keep going.
And then we have a major bed bug infestation.
Well, that is not a landlord problem. Sorry.
Okay, well, they came in...
Never will be. I just don't want to waste time on it because it will never be a landlord problem. They're individuals, and you can be a victim of your neighbors or whatever, but truly, that's something that's a pain that we all have to deal with.
Right, that's fine. But the mold issue on the wall...
That's big. The mold, it may not even be toxic, but they should stop the leaking, and the washer. But you said how many issues? 6.
Well, there were 6, and the only thing that is still...
all right, so what's the purpose of the call? Do you want to renew your lease?
No, I don't want to renew my lease, but I've already gotten contact with the manager. I've called...
But what do you want? I don't know what you're asking for with us. What can we do to help you?
I'm trying to find out what my options are because, I've been paying rent, and nothing's getting fixed that needs to be fixed.
Okay.
That's my main issue.
But you're up in October, and these things are not being fixed, and they're slow on the other things. So just hold on, because I want to know what we can do for you if you only have a few months left. So stay tuned, and we'll try to get to that, okay? I'm Tom Martino.